This is Call of Duty, the most iconic shooter game of all time, and I practically grew up with it. So, to relive my nostalgia, I'm gonna build it in my hardcore world. But first, let's take a good look at the game. But RELIXSAW, how the hell are you gonna build all this? I don't know. First, I'm gonna use Photoshop to crop out the map, and then by using an external software, I'm gonna import that picture into Minecraft. Now we have the shape, but first, we need to find a place. This looks promising, so let's build the outline. Now we have the shape of the island. The only problem is, I do not have any materials to fill it in. Because I don't know if you can guess, but this is kinda big and fat. And it reminds me of only one person named your mom. All the jokes aside, it's quite big. So, let's gather some materials. Oh gosh, I'm gonna need a beacon. What the hell just happened there? Alright, finally we can start filling this in. And now that we have the exact shape, we can move on to phase 2. The train. Just the problem is, I do not know how to build that, so... For now, let's focus on the materials because I'm gonna need literally hundreds of thousands of blocks. Mostly dirt, so let's just focus on getting the dirt. Since I'm gonna need literally hundreds of thousands of dirt, I did a lot of research and found 3 of the most effective methods to collect dirt. And because I want to do it as fast and as efficiently as possible, I'm gonna try out all of those 3 methods and score them from 0 to 10 and to see which one worth the time you spend on it. And the first method is surprisingly mining them by hand with an efficiency 5 shovel. I'm just gonna put the timer on the screen to see how long does it take for me to get 1 shulker box full of dirt. Around 11 minutes to get 1 shulker box full of dirt, which is not bad, but considering that I need around 200,000 dirt, I should spend more than 12 hours just collecting dirt. So, since the time investment is so high, I'm gonna score this method 4.5 out of 10. It's easy to do, but it takes a lot of time. So I think that's a fair score. Moving on to the second method, which is building a super complex farm, I have a feeling that this is gonna be the best method. This farm is not working and I'm trying to figure out why. Long story short, I couldn't figure out why it's not working. And I just wasted 12 hours of my life that I'm never going to get back, which gives this method a score of 0.1. Moving on to the third method, which is the greatest method. And that is by blast mining the dirt. You see, blowing up 1 single TNT gives you around 2 stacks of dirt. I sure hope this does work, because if it doesn't, I'm screwed. So let's just grab loads of TNT and start blast mining. Well, I got well over 200,000 items in less than an hour, which gives this method a score of 9.9. It's so amazing, and I didn't even use all the TNT that I brought with myself. It's so great, it's so efficient. The only downside is you cannot get grass with this method, and that is the only reason that I'm subtracting 0.1. Now that we have the materials, let's start building the train. Also, I maybe have to explain how I'm doing that. That sentence made no sense. Am I recreating Call of Duty or Silent Hill? What the hell is this fog? Alright, I built the train and now let me introduce you to the pig pen. So for every subscriber that I get, I will add one pig to this pig pen. And for every comment, I will name one of the pigs after one of my subscribers. So if you want to help me grow this army, please consider subscribing. It's completely free and it does really help me a ton. I gotta explain how I actually got the train. Me from 3 months ago in Creative World will explain. This is probably going to be the only time I'm going to show you this part, but I'm building the map in Creative, any external softwares for this one, building them in Creative, and then I'm gonna turn all the sand. But there's something quite satisfying about this that I like. The only reason I'm showing this is it is quite satisfying. Look at it. Whoa. Now that we have the train, we can move on to the next problem, which is actually the biggest problem. All video games throughout history, at least from the time they became 3D, used polygons to make textures. Minecraft is kind of an exception because it uses blocks instead of polygons. Usually that's not a problem because we all love blocky Minecraft, quite classic. But in this case, since the map of Call of Duty Warzone is so big, if I want to do all the builds, I either have to make them extremely ginormous, which then I have to make the map bigger than it actually is, which means I'm gonna need to place millions of blocks, which my natural life wouldn't last that long. Or I could shrink down all the buildings and cities and everything to have little houses, little huts, but that wouldn't look nice, would it? So instead, I had a crazy creative idea with this. I'm going to build them based on their size as one single building that resembles that entire area. So for example, we have the downtown, which is going to be like this. Like, come on, look at it and tell me that doesn't feel like Minecraft. It's so gorgeous. But that doesn't mean that I don't need materials. I also built the other really important areas, including the hospital, airport, and your mom. Please laugh. It also wouldn't hurt if we bring this place to life. Some bone mealing would do the trick. After that, I also added a bunch of small details like ores to the mountains, trees here and there, the farmland, dock area. You know, small buildings here and there. As a finer touch, I also added a bunch of rocks here and there. Because if you look at the Call of Duty map, there's a lot of rocks. And the last building I want to add is the military base in the right corner of the map. Doesn't look even like Minecraft anymore. It is just not from this world. I refuse to believe that. And even the hospital looks beautiful.